Hey guys, Ace and John here, and today we're going to be discussing something that I haven't seen discussed enough, and that is loot rarity. Now, something that helped generate the thought for this video is comments I see over and over again from many different people, and that is, what's the point in blue weapons? Or just kind of overall, what's the point in anything that isn't legendary and exotic in the game? And the answer is, well, there is no point. Well, the problem with that is that it's loot, and in a looter shooter, shouldn't every gun matter? Now, don't get me wrong, when it comes to a looter shooter type RPG setting, you do need to have bad weapons and bad perks to fill in that grind gap. Although, wouldn't it be nice if it felt like that even if you're getting garbage weapons, it at least felt like you were getting something, as compared to a blue weapon where you feel like you're getting absolutely nothing. Now, on the surface level, most people would say, just create a auto dismantle blues. But the problem with that is that it's a band-aid fix and doesn't fix the real problem. See, right now in Destiny, we have a bit of a oversaturation in legendary loot. So because of that, it can be a little difficult to grind certain legendary weapons sometimes, especially in certain world pools. Now yes, Umbral Engrams, they exist, but the problem is they are not permanent. They are part of the season, and they may never ever return. We may never ever see that system again. And another problem with the Umbral Engram system is that it has a very limited set of weapons. On top of this, in the past, people have had issues from getting loot directly from engrams or tokens. And just in general, when we're playing strikes, it feels super shitty to play a strike, and at the end you get 3 blue weapons, or you play a crucible match and you get 2 blue weapons, and you have to turn around and automatically dismantle them. Because in the end, you know those blue pieces of gear, or green pieces of gear, or white pieces of gear, no matter where you're at, you know it's always going to be inferior to the legendary and exotics. So here's my proposed solution. What if we were to redefine what these rarities mean? See, as you look in game right now, if you were to compare a white weapon, a green weapon, and a blue weapon, they are not that different, other than maybe one has one more perk than the other. So why not condense all the blue, green, and white weapons into a single white rarity called common? And then common can be known as the trash leveling weapons. What this then allows us to do is redefine green and blue weapons and sort of put some meaning behind the rarity. What I mean is, green, blue, and purple weapons can all act the same. But what we can make it do is make it so the green, blue, and purple weapons can mean they come from a different place and maybe have slightly different abilities. For example, we can make green weapons just be random ass drops from either strikes or crucible. Just random ass weapons that are just randomly put in there. There's no real way to grind them other than keep playing strikes. Maybe you play a strike and at the end you'll get maybe some gunsmith materials, and then you'll get like a green weapon. And this green weapon can act how legendaries currently act. An example for our example here is that we can make Last Hope currently a random ass world engram drop. We can make it a green weapon and make it so it drops randomly through strike, gambit, or crucible completions. And because it would drop like candy from activities, you could grind it super easy. And because it would work how legendaries currently work, it means it could be just as good as any other gun in the game, without having to sacrifice something crazy like an extra perk, mod, or masterwork slot. And then to make sure we don't forget about the world engram, we could add all these green weapons to the world engrams. That way, anywhere you play, literally anywhere you play, you can earn these weapons, these green weapons. But if you go and grind out strikes or crucible or gambit, that's where you can actually focus and grind lots of these weapons. Now when it comes to the blue rare quality weapons, we can make it so that these are like the seasonal weapon, in which they have new interesting perks and maybe they have some synergy with some of these seasonal mods. And these rare weapons wouldn't be earned in the same way. They could be earned the same way via season pass upgrades, but the main way you would get them is through something like the Engram system, where you get an engram and you focus it, and that's how you're able to grind these weapons efficiently. And when it comes to redefining the legendary slot, we can make it so these weapons are only quest rewards, or they're from pinnacle activities like raids. So when it comes to legendary loot, it would give it more of a pinnacle feel to it, more of a wow factor. You know, in a way, this reminds me of the original vanilla Destiny 1 leveling system, which leveling we'll get into another video. But I remember back in the vanilla days, seeing someone with some vaulted glass gear just made me go, wow, that person must be good at the game. And this was because at the time, there wasn't many legendary weapons, and the most notable legendary weapons, the most powerful legendary gear at the time, came from the raid, a pinnacle activity. I guess in the end what I'm trying to say is that loot needs to be redefined, as it will give more meaning to the things we earn in-game. And anyway, that's what is missing from the game at the moment. Rewards that make you go, wow, that person's good. Although if we were to redefine the green-blue weapons like the way I proposed, you wouldn't be considered a dummy for using green or blue weapons as well. Anyways, this was Acer and John. If you enjoyed, go ahead and leave a like, and I'll see ya in the next one. Peace.